Hi, everybody. So I thought I would do a video today because a few of you have asked me about what my symptoms were. For those of you that are just tuning into some of my videos, what I'm going to be talking about is my symptoms of my colorectal cancer, to which I ignored, but you shouldn't. Okay, and you have to ignore my appearance today. I know I look like I just rolled out of bed because I kind of did, but I put on a bra, so hey, to me that's an accomplishment for the day. Okay, so I'm just gonna get right on into it. So, some symptoms of colorectal cancer, colon cancer, what have you. And I should explain this. There's colon cancer, there's rectal cancer, colorectal cancer. And colon cancer is typically in the colon, right? Makes sense because of the name. And then rectal cancer is right by your rectum. And colorectal cancer, from what I understood, what they explained to me was mine was in both areas. I was about this close from losing my sphincter muscles. If you don't know what those are, that is what allows you to open and close your rectum so that you can go potty. About lost it. So that's cool. But some of my symptoms were I, at the time, had just stopped taking this drug called metformin, right? And it's normally used for women with PCOS because of the insulin resistance that comes from that, which I have. Awesome. Or diabetes and things like that. And it just kind of helps your body stop producing too much insulin, which can cause like extra weight gain and things like that. And what have you. That's another video and story in itself. I should go ahead and explain really quick that I have severe ADHD. And when I'm talking, sometimes I will lose my train of thought and will just kind of like blank, or I'll do the staring at stuff thing where I'll look off and I get stuck, or I get distracted and I ramble and I go into a million different scenarios, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. I also have a couple weird texts, like when I'm concentrating or talking, I do like this a lot, or this stuff. I can't help it. My husband pointed it out and was like, you should probably explain that because people probably don't know what's going on. Whatever. And that my tics and stuff come from like bad anxiety. I got a long list of things that are kind of like wrong, but it's okay. We'll get there. Now, so I was on the drug metformin, right? And it can sometimes cause like upset stomach, diarrhea, muscle aches, and things like that, which I had.
Mommy, you do this too. Hold up.
No, why would you do that to the dog? Sorry. But so I was experiencing those things. And a sign of colon cancer is changes in your bowel habits. Where if you're that type of person that would get up in the morning, you get up, you have your cup of coffee, and then I got to go. Okay, and you're on a regular kind of schedule. And then that stops and it changes. Or your bowel movements become more frequent, or less frequent, constipation. Or you go from being somebody who has regular bowel movements to being somebody who's having severe diarrhea. That is another one. Also changes in your stool shape. I know that sounds kind of weird, and unless you're like, I'm not gonna look at it. Come on. I know I'm not the only one, and I know that men do it too. Okay, you look down and you see like what you did, you know?
I wiped it right here. My pants are wet.
Hold on just a moment. She's explaining something to me. Back to what I was saying. We both know that y'all look down to see what you accomplished after you go. Okay? And if you don't, maybe you should. You need to make sure things are good. All right? So stool shape is definitely one of them. And what I mean by that is like the narrowing of it. So if you're somebody who normally produces a normal piece of stool, give me one moment and I'll show you what I mean. Okay. Now, I don't really have any Play-Doh or anything near me, so I'm using cotton candy, so just bear with me. Look, I am a normal person. I am not a doctor. So you're just taking my advice with a grain of salt. All right? Always talk to your doctor if you think that something's up, okay? Don't just take people's advice off the internet, okay? Deal? All right. So a normal stool shape would be something kind of like this, okay? For those of you that think like this is probably freaking huge or whatever, or doesn't look right, you get the idea, okay? You go from something like this every day, and then all of a sudden it's turning into this, and it's very skinny, okay? That's what I mean by stool shape. Not only that, but my daughter's screaming at me again. One moment. I had to deal with the dogs and stuff really quick, and just a heads up, they're being jerks right now because the little one really wants to play with the big one, and they don't want to play. Blah blah blah, whatever. So you might hear him growling and me yell. Just ignore it. Guys. Oh my gosh. Stuff like this only happens when I have stuff that I want to do. Just saying. Knock it off, please. So we discussed the narrowing of the stool and changes in shape, right? And consistency. Another symptom is severe abdominal pain. And what I mean by that, just because you get a slight tummy ache or something like that, don't be freaking out thinking that you have colon cancer, okay? It could just be that you have gas or something like that. By severe abdominal pain, I mean like OMG white knuckling. And white knuckling is when you're gripping something so hard, your knuckles turn white because it hurts. Severe period style cramps. Very uncomfortable. And it hurts a lot. I ignored that, and I'll tell you why. I ignored it because at the time I was on a crazy diet workout regimen. I just had assumed that I was having like pain in my abs, whatever. I also have severe PCOS. I guess I kind of still have. No, I mean I had a hysterectomy, so I don't have it. I don't know. Whatever. So I was used to having really bad cramps anyway, so I ignored it. Same with the changes of the stool, because I was just kind of like, getting older, maybe things just aren't the same. And I've never had the best relationship with regular bowels. Just haven't. It's because I eat like crap. I eat like a frat boy. I can't help it. So that probably ties into it a lot. Anyhow, so severe pain, abdominal pain. That's another one. Blood in your stool. Okay. And I don't just mean when you go to wipe a little bit and there's blood, like maybe you had a big bowel movement, so it like, bled a little, hemorrhoids, whatever. That's another thing you need to look at your doctor for. I'm talking about you passed blood. There was blood in the toilet, not just on the toilet paper. That was happening to me as well, but I ignored it. Because of the metformin, it had really kind of messed my stomach up. So I was going to the bathroom like a lot. And I'd stopped taking the drug. I just assumed that maybe it screwed up my system, and that's what was going on. I ignored it. Another thing that I did that you won't see online as a symptom, but my doctor did tell me it was a weird symptom. And it sounds kind of gross, but whatever, you're watching the video anyway, so it is what it is. And I have no filter, so it's whatever. I was passing kind of like a mucusy style substance. Very gross. But it would kind of be on the toilet paper along with blood, or it was just kind of like mixed in and loose stuff that I was passing. I ignored it, but that is also a symptom. Extreme fatigue. Ignored it. I'm a parent. We all know that you don't get to sleep when you're a parent. I am also a bartender. I work late hours. My sleep schedule is always screwed. So again, I assumed fatigue. Kind of went with that stuff. And weight loss. At the time, I was on, like I said, a crazy diet and workout regimen that I had been doing for a year. Let me explain this really quick. The year prior, I had found out that I had had my first kidney stone ever. OMG, Suck City. It was bad. So I was like, this ain't happening no more. I ain't going through this again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the way that I eat, the way that I behave, everything, so that this doesn't continue. I stopped drinking pop. I stopped drinking alcohol. I stopped eating white carbs and starches like white bread, things like that. I stopped taking in any excess fat or sugar that was unnecessary. And I didn't drink anything that was somewhat caramel colored because for some reason people told me that caused kidney stones. I don't know. It just helped me deal with the situation of having kidney stones if I was like, I'm going to eliminate the issues forever. Sometimes they just happen because your body sucks. Uh, so I did all this and I had started to lose weight because of stopping the BS garbage food that I was eating, pop and alcohol. In the first month I was losing weight. So I was like, awesome. I want to jumpstart this and keep rolling. So I was going to the gym and working out like freaking crazy. And I mean, I would go to the gym and I would be there for at least 3 to 4 hours, 5 to 6 days a week. I know, nuts. So I was dropping weight pretty good. So when my weight loss started, I was like, oh, it's because I'm doing so awesome, right? Well, about a month before I found out about the colon cancer, I'd actually stopped going to the gym because my fatigue and stuff and abdominal pain was getting pretty nuts. So I stopped going all the time. I was going like maybe once or twice a week, and my weight was still dropping like a lot. And I wasn't trying to lose weight anymore. I didn't want to lose any more weight. I was happy at the weight that I was, and I didn't really want to get below that. I'm only 5'2", so when I hit 120, I was like, good, don't want to lose anymore. I don't want to be too skinny. I want the body that I have right now. But it kept dropping. And I mean, on a daily, I would weigh myself and I'd be like, I lost 2 more pounds. This is weird. I'm not trying to. So I was like, oh, maybe I'm losing my muscle mass because I've stopped going to the gym as much. I was finding any excuse that I could, right? So then I thought, this is kind of weird, whatever. Another sign is anemia. And for those of you that don't know what that is like low iron and stuff in your blood. There are plenty of symptoms that go with anemia. I don't know what they all are, so I'm not going to list them because I don't want to give you the wrong information. But one of the things that I figured out that was going on was like I was bruising easy and stuff like that. My blood pressure was also out of frickin' whack. Didn't know that it was part of it. So I ignored all of these awful symptoms, okay? And I have my excuses as to why, but I wish that I would not have. Because by the time we found out that I had cancer, I was at stage 4, okay? When my doctor looked at my scans, and then they were just like, dude, it's bad, I didn't see them until after I'd already started chemo. Thankfully. Had I saw my scans, I probably wouldn't have done chemo. I probably would have gave up because of how massive and ridiculous that it was. I can't believe it was in my body and I didn't know what was up. So one of my doctors was like, did you have like really bad back pain or like problems standing? Like, did your legs hurt? And I was like, yeah. I'm a bartender. I do 16-hour shifts sometimes, and I'm a like slight gym rat. And yeah, I always have back pain. I also had gotten in a wreck when I was 17. Very bad. Flipped off of a cliff, messed up my hip. Long story. Flipped off a cliff and then wrapped around a tree on the passenger side. It sucks. It was really bad. Anyhow, I'm alive. But I'd always had somewhat back pain, so I ignored it. I guess the tumor had gotten so huge that it had made my spine, instead of being completely straight at the base, it had made it bend a little. So it was like pressing on it, and they said it was like this close to it hitting my spine, and then we would be in a massively different situation. So if you or your significant other, sibling, family, friend, I don't care, neighbor, is having any of these symptoms and you know about it, you need to talk to them and yell at them. You need to talk to your doctor, okay? And what your doctor's probably going to tell you is that you need to get a hold of a GI, which is the gastroenterologist. I can't say it, so I'm just going to leave it at that. It is a stomach doctor. These symptoms, don't ignore them, and don't be embarrassed to talk to your doctor about pooping, okay? Everybody poops. There's a book about it. Really not a big deal. And for those girls and men who are like, girls don't poop, that's a lie, dude. Stop being that way. Why are women so afraid to be like, I pooped? You're dumb. Stop being embarrassed about something that's normal, okay? I'm not saying like poop with the door open so all your family and friends can like enjoy it. I'm just saying like stop being embarrassed about talking about it. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. Also, I'm not saying tell poop stories to everybody all the time, but you know what I mean. Talk to your doctor and see if they think it's something to also be concerned about. Drink break. Now, a lot of doctors, from what I've noticed, will ignore this stuff in young people because for some reason it's still believed that this is not a young person cancer, and especially not a young woman's cancer. I guess this used to kind of be a thing that like older men got a lot. I don't know. And I don't care what their reasoning is because cancer does not care how old you are. It doesn't. If you're going to get it, you're going to get it. It doesn't matter how old you are. Okay? There was a 13-year-old girl, like I've said before, who got diagnosed with stage 3. Okay? 13. All right? Girl. 13-year-old girl. All right? It happens. I was 32 when I got diagnosed, and I know plenty of people from my sites, my support places that I attend to, that have gotten it at a young age. My surgeon has a 29-year-old female, stage 4. Way worse than what my stage 4 was because hers metastasized freaking everywhere. Okay? And the first place the colon cancer will spread is your liver and lungs. So, if you are having these flippin' symptoms, please, for the love of everything, talk to your doctor. Okay? If they do not listen to you or tell you, it's not a big deal, but in your gut, you're like, I think something's up. Trust your gut, okay? Press the issue. Get a colonoscopy or get an at-home test. And from what I've learned about these from my research and from talking to Cologuard, these at-home tests a lot of times will only test for blood in your stool. Now, if you already have blood in your stool, then you don't need to do the at-home test. You need to schedule a freaking colonoscopy. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, I don't want to get that done. They're going to like put stuff up there. You're sleeping when they do it. It's not like you're awake and they're in there like fiddling around and you're just laying there like, you know, that's not happening. Okay? Hold on, my daughter has to pee. Of course, because I'm doing something. I'm back. Okay. You're not awake for the colonoscopy. You get a nice little nap. And the anesthesia is called like a twilight. And what that means is that you just go into a deep sleep for a second, then you wake back up and you are fine. The only thing that I can say that really sucks about the colonoscopy, knock it off. She doesn't want to play with you. Sorry. Is the prep before. Okay, the prep does suck and you are going to be pooping like all day. I already had a bag at the time with one of my first ones. So, it didn't suck as much for me because all I had to do was really empty my bag over and over again. So, yay, benefit of that. But the prep does taste horrible, but there are tricks to it that you can do. You just got to talk to your doctor, make sure it's cool. But if you use like the Crystal Light lemonade packets, it doesn't taste as bad. Treat it like a freaking shot, okay? Suck it down, deal with it, and do it, all right? And for those of you with children, you get a nice kid-free nap for the day, okay? Uninterrupted kid-free nap. Hey. No, you don't always wake up sore afterwards. You might not. I did with one of the 5 that I've had, but I also just had surgery where my large intestines were reconnected to my rectum a few weeks before, so that's probably why I was sore. Anyhow, like I said before, if you are having any of these symptoms, you need to talk to your doctor. Don't just get on the internet and hope that somebody on there is going to tell you stuff, okay? I mean, even though like I did that, but talk to your doctor, okay? Just yeah. And then if it's nothing, it's nothing and awesome. Or if it is something, at least you caught it early. It is best to catch something like this early, and it's easier to deal with when it's caught in the early stages than when it is in the later stages. Okay. Colon cancer is one of the leading causes of death. It's it's not to be messed with. I always thought breast cancer was the worst, but I did some research and I guess colon cancer is up there, which is weird because some doctors will tell you if you were going to get a cancer, colon cancer is the one to get because it's easier to treat. And why is it killing so many people? I guess it's just really easy to treat when it's in the first couple stages because a lot of times you can just do surgery and you don't have to do all the other Suck City stuff. But I didn't get that. I had to do colostomy bag, ileostomy bag, massive amounts of surgery, chemo, radiation, chemo pills. Yeah. So, like I said before, please talk to your doctor or, look into that. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here because I'm going to keep rambling if I don't, and I might brush my hair. I'm not gonna, who am I kidding? Yeah, so don't cough on each other, don't cough in someone's mouth, don't let anybody cough in your mouth, and be safe, and I will post some more stuff later. Bye.